Last month, a federal judge in Massachusetts blocked Donald Trump's executive order to ban voting by mail, saying, quote, "The Constitution does not grant the president any specific powers over elections." The Circuit Court of Appeals agreed with the judge's ruling, and now Donald Trump is rushing to the next level, the Supreme Court, where he appointed 3 justices to ask for an emergency hearing on his appeal. If the Supreme Court refuses to hear the case, then voting by mail will continue, but Donald Trump's attempts to interfere with elections will also continue. Joining us now is Democratic Senator Alex Padilla of California. He's the top Democrat on the Senate Rules Committee. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and the Senate Budget Committee. Senator Padilla, mail-in voting is the biggest way people vote in California. You have to count more votes by mail than any other state, which, oh, by the way, is one reason it takes time to count votes in California. And here's Donald Trump trying to stop all that with an emergency petition to the United States Supreme Court.
Right, Lawrence, well, thank you for having me back. Look, Donald Trump has made it absolutely clear he'll try to do anything to in his words, take over the elections, and in this case, try to put his thumb on the scale and determine the election outcomes. He's trying to come after voter rolls of every state in the nation. He launched this redistricting war. He sent the FBI to seize ballots out of Fulton County, Georgia. And now he's coming after vote by mail. He's fixated on vote by mail. Even though he votes by mail, he doesn't want the rest of us to. A lot of states like California, vote by mail is safe, it's secure, it is convenient, and it is very, very popular.
The district court, the first ruling on this was very clear. The appeals court ruling was unanimous and very clear, saying it couldn't be more obvious. The president has absolutely no powers over voting whatsoever. But here we go, another trip to the Trump Supreme Court, and you never know what might happen there.
Right, you never know what might happen there, but not that long ago, the Supreme Court got it right in protecting vote-by-mail ballots that were mailed in on a timely basis, right? If they're postmarked on or before Election Day, they deserve to be counted. The voter's voice deserves to be heard in the election. And it's not just the district courts and the circuit courts that got it right. The Constitution couldn't be any more clear. States administer elections. Each state determines how best to administer the election for their population. If the federal government has a say, it's Congress that can help determine the time, place, and manner of elections. The executive branch has zero authority, no matter what Donald Trump says.
You've introduced legislation about election security. What does your bill do?
All right, so we've introduced the SHIELD Act, which is, in all honesty, is based on a California piece of legislation. We know Donald Trump is trying anything and everything to interfere with the November elections. You know, we used to have a Department of Justice that would stand up independent of the president. We used to have a Civil Rights Division that would protect the rights of voters, not be subservient to the president. So if they're not going to do their job, let's give voters the opportunity to go to court if necessary to hold those who seek to interfere with our elections accountable. And by the way, let's extend the statute of limitations so Donald Trump can't hide behind 4 hours of being in office to escape any accountability.
As we go forward this year, we've already learned about Chuck Schumer and Democratic leaders holding meetings and strategy sessions with large numbers of lawyers ready to go on Election Day or before Election Day or after Election Day. Is it going to be all about the lawyers when we get down to Election Day?
Look, we certainly hope it doesn't come to that, but we're prepared just in case it does. We have this Election Protection Task Force that you just described. We've launched the Senate Election Observer Program to help have more eyes and ears out there to address any funny business in this election. You know, look, we're legislating to protect voting rights. We're stopping the SAVE Act, the Save America Act. They can change the name, but we know what their full intent is. We're litigating in the courts and winning. So when voters are listening to all these attacks on our elections, they deserve to know that Democrats are standing up for their fundamental right to vote. We'll do everything we need to do to protect that, not just between now and Election Day, on Election Day and after Election Day, making sure that every rightful ballot is counted.
Senator Alex Padilla, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Lawrence.